Topspin or slice? That is the question. When do we choose the defensive chop shot slice on either side? It might be the backhand, okay? Or the aggressive passing shot down the line winner, maybe going back, simply defensively hitting topspin versus a slice. When do we choose which shot? Okay, so obviously we're talking about a shot that's not really in a comfortable position for us. To be aggressive and consistent, you want to play your go-to shot about as much as you can. You know, your standard forehand that you're comfortable with, you're moving, you're adjusting, the ball's in the spot where you like it. That way you can expect all these biomechanic movements and the technicalities to come into place and get the result that you've practiced. Now, once the ball becomes put into a different spot, it's much, much harder all of a sudden to try and do the same thing. So this is where hands come in. When you say a player has good hands, it means they can control the ball from wherever on the court, okay? They're able to change their technique with their hands, okay? You have to, you've got to compensate. So that's not what we want to do. What we want to do is really get there and hit our best shot. Now let's say someone's hit a great forehand cross court against me. I'm really on the run. I don't know whether I can slam it and take a big risk and try and hit a winner off it. Very risky, okay? High chance of missing it. Or do I go for a higher, loopier ball, give myself time to recover back into the court? Or do I go for that real big chop shot where I can't really reach it and I've just got to get it back, okay? They're really my three options in defense. Now, if you feel confident, if you're physically feeling good, if you think you can outlast your opponent and you're not getting hurt when you're defending, well, the best option is really load maybe open stance and try and heavily spin that ball deep to push them back, okay? That's option number one. It's probably the ideal option in most scenarios, all right? You'll see why in a sec. If I go for a big, long running forehand, let's say you see how my feet have changed already. I'm not able to open stance and load, even if I was crossing over and continuing out before I pushed in. Now I've got to move, right? I've got that open stance, but I'm hitting it as a closed stance forehand. I'm on the run, okay? This is called a forehand on the run or a running forehand. So as I'm here, it looks like that, okay? It's more of a closed stance shot. Very risky because now I've got to hit, I can push back and recover, but in general, I'm going for a lot on that ball, okay? If I can get there and set my outside foot and roll a heavy forehand like Rafa might, that's obviously better because I can be more consistent with it. I can do what I want and I'm pushing myself back into position sooner. Okay, so that's option number two, an aggressive running forehand. Option number three is now this slice business, okay? So the first thing I've done is change to my hammer grip, my continental grip, away from my regular forehand grip, so my racket's much more open. If I'm really, really struggling, this is a nice advanced technique for you guys, is what I do, the top players and the better players actually extend their grip, okay? They've extended the grip out past their pinky finger essentially. So now they've got a longer reach when they actually go to get the ball. That's on the absolute last resort shots, even on a reaching volley. That's what the player's going to do. They're reaching out, and as they reach that ball, instead of holding the grip regularly, they reach out, they loosen, all right? So the racket continues out, then they re-grab it and try and touch that ball. Okay, so that's the idea with this last one. As I'm running, maybe it's closed and I've just got to get there. Maybe it's open where I go out and just get there, okay? But either way, I'm really on the run. I'm chopping to create more power, like a squash shot, and the ball has now backspin on it. So if I don't get it nice and deep, it's just going to sit there, and boom, I'm getting pounded all over again. So try and avoid that one if you can, because that's a much weaker shot, which gives them a lot more time, all right? You've learned in previous videos that we're trying to take time away from our opponent. These shots will take time away from them, but we have less time to recover too, right? This is why this is this last resort thing. Just staying in the point as best you can. You'll get a bit more time to recover, but try and avoid that if you can, all right? You want to keep working them around the court. So practice that. Think about when to use each one and why. Let me know how you go at home. Good luck.